Hello everyone and welcome to another random bits and pieces segment from my brain, and today, still a while for we are playing some more Out of the Park Baseball 22 with my Montreal Expos historical. Alright, so last time out we played the last two games of a 4 game series against the Pirates, and I split those two as well as I did with the first two. So overall we split the series 2 games apiece. Today on the menu we have the New York Mets, so I am expecting some Montreal Expos losing. Obviously, hopefully, I'm gonna sweep the Mets, but let's be realistic here. They are pretty good. They are 73 and 42. That's a pretty good record at this junction of the season. Um, on the injury front, Jose Rosado and Ben Van Ryn are both coming back here in a couple days, so they should be back pretty soon and healthy, unless there is a setback in either case. Katsumasa Ota has 2 more weeks on the injured reserve, so as you can see right now, we only have pitchers that are injured. Worth noting, we still have Mark Gubisa rehabbing in AAA, so we might be seeing him soon. All right, so let's take a look at the Mets. All right, so Rafael Palmeiro is hurt, but he's only day to day. So he's still going to be playing. Buddy Black is done for the rest of the season, so we will not be seeing him. As far as who we are seeing today, the Mets are going to be sending Bill Gallickson on the mound, and we are going to send Miguel Batista to face him. Right, so Bill Gallickson started the season with Oakland, then he got traded. Maybe we can refresh our memory on that trade. Right, so was traded by the A's to the New York Mets along with Doug Angeli for Todd Hundley. Oh, Todd Hundley is now with the A's. All right, so Bill Gallickson now as a Met as a Metropolitan, I guess. He's been slightly better than he was with Oakland, but not by that much. So, not a not a great season for Gallickson. He's getting up there in age, and his stuff took a pretty big hit there. He only has 20 stuff. That's not gonna generate a whole lot of strikeouts, and I know that because when I started, I had Dennis Martinez, who was starting to get older, and he got old fast, and his stuff went way down, and he became pretty much useless really fast. And we don't have Dennis Martinez on the team anymore, obviously. But anyway. Alright, let's go ahead and play some baseball today. So, Bill Gallickson today looks like Dwight Gooden tomorrow. Now, that's not going to be easy. And then, is that Scott Carl? I don't know. But, yeah, that Dwight Gooden matchup tomorrow kind of scares me. So, we'll take Gallickson today and hope for the best. All right, let's see here. I think I'm gonna keep this lineup, see what it gives me in game number 1, and we'll adjust from there. Mets are gonna go with Quilvio Veras, Greg Jeffries, the guy whom I can almost never get out. Greg Jeffries always gets on base against me, it seems like. Rafael Palmeiro, Jeremy Burnett, Howard Johnson, Edgardo Alfonso, Dave Martinez, former Expo, and Benito Santiago. So that's a pretty solid lineup, pretty much from top to bottom. All right, we're back home. I shouldn't have to mess with the display settings, but who knows? Yeah, I don't have to. So of course by now you should be used to it. Play ball and go Expos. Who knows? We might win a game or two here against the Mets. It's not going to be easy. All right, Quilvio Veras is going to be the first batter here. 2-2 to him. Yeah, we lost 6 out of 7 games against the Mets so far this season. We did win 1. Alright, so Veras sends it to center field where Ruben Rivera waits for the ball, and that's out number 1. Now on to bat next is Greg Jeffries. Let's see how he gets on base today. 3-1. And that's a base hit to left. So Greg Jeffries with the opposite field single, and the Mets after 1 out have a runner on first base, and Rafael Palmeiro is going to be the next batter. Now he's slightly annoyed or hampered by an injury. 1-0 to him. Oh, that's a wild pitch. So now Greg Jeffries is on second base. 2-2. And that's it to center for a base hit. On the play, Greg Jeffries should score. And he does. And on the play, Palmeiro makes it to second base because my center fielder threw straight to the catcher. It is 1-0 for the Mets. Palmeiro is on second base with 1 out. Jeremy Burnitz is the next batter. 2-1 to him. That's it to right, and it's going to fall in for a base hit right in front of Grissom. They hold Palmeiro at third base, so we have runners on first and third with 1 out, and Howard Johnson is the next batter. No count to him. Burnitz steals the base. That's his 28th of the season, so now runners on second and third with 1 out. Alright, and Howard Johnson's grounds out to short. A run scores on the play. Burnitz makes it to third, so there's 2 outs with a runner on third. It's 2-0 Mets, and Edgardo Alfonso is going to be the next batter. 2-2 to him. That's a base hit to left. The Mets are up 3-0 already. Alright, so 2 outs. Dave Martinez is next. 2-2. And he struck out swinging. Alright. But the Mets scored 3 times in the top of the first. They're not giving me much hope right off the bat here. So going into the bottom of the first, it is 3-0 for the Mets. The line with the Shields is going to try to get things started for us. No count to him. And that's... Oh, that's an infield base hit. So it was it to third where Jeffries had to launch to get the ball, but we beat the throw, so we have a runner on first with nobody out. Grissom is not a batter. Full count. Grounds it to short. That's going to be an error. I will take it. All right. So we have runners on first and second with nobody out. Ivan Calderon is the batter, 0-1. Grounds it to second base. That's okay. They got Grissom out at second base. That's the only out they got. So this Shields gets to third. Calderon is at first with 1 out. Charles Johnson is not a batter, 0-1. Oh, Calderon's going, and he's out. All right, so just like that, we have 2 outs, full count. And Charles Johnson walks. So we are back to having runners on first and third, but there's 2 outs this time. We need a base hit from Woody Green. Full count to him. And that's it, weakly to left. It's going to be cut pretty easily there by Dave Martinez, and that is out number 3. Expos get quite a few runners on, 3 actually, but none of them comes to score. It is still 3-0 for the Mets. Benito Santiago is the first one to face the Expos in the top of the second. 3-0 to him. And he walks on 4 pitches. Bill Gallickson is next. 0-1. And he bunts. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. On the play, Santiago gets to second base. That is a sacrifice hit. And now Quilvio Veras is going to be next with 1 out, 2-0. That's it to right for extra bases. It's right in the corner. Grissom gets to it. Oh, Veras doesn't stop there. That's a triple for Quilvio Veras. It scores a run. It is now 4-0 for the Mets. Looks like it's going to be a long evening here at Olympic Stadium. Wait, is it the evening? Yeah, it is. Greg Jeffries is next. Now we know we cannot retire him, so it's probably going to be 5-0 for the Mets. 2-1. Oh, that was a weak grounder to the pitcher. We actually retired Greg Jeffries. That doesn't happen very often. So there's 2 outs now. Runner on third. Rafael Palmeiro is the batter. 2-1. That's it to center. And that's over Rivera's head. Quilvio Veras scores. That's a double for Palmeiro. And it is now 5-0 for the Mets. Alright. Jeremy Burnitz is next. No count to him. It's it to left. Calderon after it. And he catches it for out number 3. The Mets add 2 more runs to their lead. It is now 5-0 for the Mets over the Expos. Bill Duran is the first one to face Bill Gallickson in the bottom of second inning, not second base. 2-1. That's it weakly to center. And Burnitz gets it for out number 1. Ruben Rivera is next, 1-1. It's it weakly to center. And that's caught by the shortstop Edgardo Alfonso for out number 2. Ray Sanchez is next, 0-1. That's it weakly to the shortstop Alfonso, and it is cut for out number 3. The Expos are cut down in order here in the bottom of the second. It is still 5-0 for the Mets. Howard Johnson, first one to start inning number 3. Full count. And he walks. Edgardo Alfonso is next, 1-0. It's it weakly to center, Rivera after it. And he catches it for out number 1. Dave Martinez is next, 1-0. Oh, runner goes. And Johnson is safe. That's stolen base number 8 for him. So runner in scoring position, 1 out. 2-1 to Dave Martinez. That's a base hit to right. That should score the run. And it does. It is now 6-0 for the Mets. Oh, Howard Johnson got hurt on the play, so the Mets have to take him out of the game. Benito Santiago is next, runner on first, 1 out, no count. And that's another stolen base, this time for Dave Martinez. That's his 12th of the season. Full count to Santiago, struck out swinging on a bad pitch. That was ball number 4 right there. Now Bill Gallickson is next with 2 outs, 2-2. And he struck out looking. Alright, so what's his name? Todd Green is now in center field. And then they move Dave Martinez to right and Jeremy Burnitz to left. Yeah, sure enough, he can play center field and catcher. That's an interesting combo right there. All right, so Batista starts inning number 3 for the Expos. No count to him. That's it to right. That's a base hit. It's gonna fall in front of. It's Dave Martinez now in right. So Batista gets on base. There's nobody out. 1 on for Delino the Shields. Full count. Grounds it to the pitcher. And they get the lead runner. But the Shields is safe at first. So that's a fielder's choice. There's 1 out. Runner on first. Grissom is next. No count to him. The Shields goes. And he's cut down. That's 2 outs. 0-2. Grissom swings at a bad pitch. That's a weak grounder to second base, and he is thrown out at first. So the Expos get a base hit from their pitcher, but cannot do anything with it. It is still 6-0 for the Mets. Quilio Veras is next, 1-1. It weakly to third. Woody Green gets it. That's out number 1. Greg Jeffries is next, 1-1. That's it to third. And he's thrown out for out number 2. Rafael Palmeiro is next, 1-2 to him. That's a base hit to in the corner. That's going to be extra bases. So Rafael Palmeiro is not hindered by his injury at all. And that's another double for him. So opposite field. Oh, Palmeiro got hurt, and they have to take him out of the game too. Wow, that might help us for for the following games if all of their players get hurt. Alright, so they brought in Tim Wallach, former Expo there, to pinch run for him. Alright, so Tim Wallach is at second base. Jeremy Burnitz is the batter. There's 2 outs now. No count to Burnitz. Grounds it to second base, and he is thrown out for out number 3. Are they going to keep Tim Wallach at first? That's what I would do, but I don't know. Yeah, sure enough, Tim Wallach is going to be the first baseman now. Alright, Ivan Calderon is next. Full count to him. That's a base hit to center. Alright, it fairly weakly, but the ball had eyes. Alright, so runner on first. Charles Johnson is next. 1-0 to him. Oh, Calderon is going. This time he's safe. That's 31 stolen bases for Calderon. We have a runner in scoring position. Charles Johnson, that's it well to center. That's like on the fence. A run scores on the play, and Charles Johnson ends up at second base with a double. So, run scoring double for Charles Johnson. It is 6-1 for the Mets now. We made a timid, not comeback, but we're trying to claw back very timidly. Woody Green is now the next batter. Nobody out. 2-2 to him. Grounds it to second base. He's thrown out, and on the play, Charles Johnson makes it to third base. With 1 out, Bill Doran is the batter. 1-1. Oh, grounds it weakly to the pitcher. So Doran is out at first, and the runner at third had to hold. And now Ruben Rivera is next. 2-0 to him. Grounds it to second base, and he is thrown out. The Expos get 1 round. It could have been more, but that's where it stopped at. So it is now 6-1 for the Mets. Alright, so Todd Green is the next batter. 3-1. And he walks. Runner at first, nobody out. Edgardo Alfonso is the next batter. 1-1. That's it to center. Rivera after it catches it for out number 1. Alright, Dave Martinez is next. 0-2. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out. Runner makes it to second base on the play. And there's 2 outs now. And Benito Santiago is going to be the next batter. No count to him. We're going to walk him so that we can face the pitcher with 2 outs. 3-2 to Gallickson, and he struck out swinging, and that's it for the Mets in inning number 5. Ray Sanchez is our first man up in the 5th. Full count to him. Grounds it to third, and he's thrown out for out number 1. And we are going to take Batista out of the game. I'm going to use Todd Haney. Let's keep Barbary in case we manage to get closer so that I have a guy that can hit left. 0-1 to Haney. That's a base hit to left. There you go. Alright, 1 out. Runner on. Delino de Shields is next. No count to him. Grounds it to second base. And that's a double play, so that's it for the Expos in inning number 5. Alright, so I need... Oh, now Bill Gallickson got... Or wow, the Mets, I guess they were out partying all night last night or something. They seem fragile today. Alright, who do I want to bring in? I need hopefully a couple innings. Let's bring in Pavano. Alright, Pavano. Now, Pavano usually gives me a decent first inning that he pitches. It's usually when I try to keep him longer than 1 inning that things get nasty for him, so we'll see. Quilvio Veras, first one to face him. 3-0. And he walks on 4 pitches. That's a terrible player to walk, by the way. Quilvio Veras is really good at stealing bases in this game. He has 60 stolen bases. Greg Jeffries is next with a runner on first, 0-1. Veras is probably going. He wasn't. Alright, so Rivera after it. In center field, catches it for out number 1. Veras stays at first base. Tim Wallach is next, 2-1. Veras is going, and he's safe. No, he's out. Alright, 2 outs now, and it's 2-2 to Tim Wallach. And he struck out swinging, former Expo here. Struck out swinging against Carl Pavano, and the top of the 6th is over. Bottom of the 6th, Frank Viola is now going to be the pitcher for the Mets. We're going to have Marquise Grissom to greet him. Gallickson did get hurt in the previous inning. 2-1 to Grissom. Oh, that's really well hit. All the way to the fence, that's going to be extra bases. That's a double for Grissom. Nice start to the inning. And now Ivan Calderon is next. 2-2 to him. And that's it to left field all the way to the corner. That's extra bases. Well hit by Calderon. And that's a double. That scores a run. It is now 6-2 for the Mets. Uh-oh. Now it's Calderon's turn to get hurt. What's going on? Everybody's getting hurt in this game. I guess I'm gonna have to put Mark Davis there in left field. I don't really wanna, but alright, Charles Johnson is the next batter. Runner on second base, nobody out. 1-2. It's it too short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Davis holds at second base. There's now 1 out. Woody Green is next, 2-0. That's it. Down the line in right. That's going to be extra bases. And I believe that a run should score on that. And it does. It is now 6-3 for the Mets. So the Expos are back into it. Runner on second base, 1 out. Billy Doran is next. Full count. And he walks. All right. All right, so runner on first and second, 1 out. Ruben Rivera is next, 0-2. That's it to center for a base hit. All right. And we score another run. It is now 6-4 for the Mets. All right. So they took Frank Viola out. They're bringing in Jim Gott to face Ray Sanchez. Runner on first and second, 1 out. 1-0. Ray Sanchez. Oh, and that's an error. Bases are loaded with 1 out. All right, I wanted more innings from Pavano, but turns out we pretty much batted around almost in this inning. So we're going to go ahead and bring Brett Barbary in. All right, bases are loaded. There's 1 out. Brett Barbary comes in. No count. That's it to first. And all right, so they get the runner at second base. That's a fielder's choice. The run scores from third base. Barbary is safe at first. There's now 2 outs. It is 6-5. We reduce the lead. Delino the Shields can tie the game with a base hit here. 0-1. And that's it to short. And that's it for the Expos. The Expos do score 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It is now 6-5 for the Mets. We are back into this one. Alright, let's bring Gabe White and try to get a couple innings from him. I know I said that about Pavano, but then we had a good inning at bat. Alright, so Burnett is going to be the first one to face him. 2-2. That's it. Weekly to center. Rivera after it. And that's out number 1. Todd Green is next. 0-1. Oof, he got it. So that's a free base runner for the Mets. Edgardo Alfonso is next. Oh, did we get him at first? Yeah, we picked off Green at first base. There you go. 2 outs all of a sudden. 3-0 to Alfonso. He does walk on 4 pitches. And now Dave Martinez is next, 0-1. It's it to second base. He's thrown out at first. That's the end of the inning for the Mets in the 7th. We're going into the bottom of the 7th with the Montreal Expos down by 1. Alright, Jim Gott is still on the mound for the Mets. Marquise Grissom is the next batter, 1-0. Grounds it to second base, and he's thrown out easily at first. That's out number 1. Mark Davis, who came in for Ivan Calderon, who got hurt, is now the next batter, 2-2 to him. Grounds it to short, and that's out number 2. Charles Johnson is next, 0-2. That's it to right. And it is cut by Dave Martinez, so the Expos go down in order in the bottom of the 7th inning. At top of the 8th, Benito Santiago is first, 1-1. That's it to right. That's well it. I think it's out of here. It is. That's a solo blast by Benito Santiago. It is now 7-5 for the Mets. Chili Davis comes in as a pinch hitter. 3-0 to him. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Quilvio Veras is next, 2-2. It's it to center. That's cut by Rivera. That's out number 2. Greg Jeffries is next, 2-1. That's it to right for a base hit. Alright, so runner on first, 2 outs for Tim Wallach, 1-2. Struck out swinging. Alright, it is 7-5 for the Mets now, thanks to a solo blast by Benito Santiago. And we are going into the bottom of the 8th. Mark Eichhorn is now going to be the pitcher for the Mets. He's going to be facing Woody Green first. 0-2 to Green. And he struck out looking. Bill Doran is next, 2-2. That's it to left, and that's cut over there by Burnitz. That's out number 2. Ruben Rivera is next, 1-2. That's it. Weakly to left, and Burnitz is there. That is out number 3. So we go down 1-2-3 yet again. We're going into the top of the 9th. Jeremy Burnitz is first. Full count. And he struck out swinging. I still have Gabe White on the mound, by the way. Todd Green is next, 1-2. Oh, that's a base hit to center. So Green with a base hit. So the Mets have a runner on first with 1 out. Edgardo Alfonso is now the next batter, 3-1. And he walks. Right, runners on first and second, 1 out. Dave Martinez is next, 0-2. That's it to short. And we get only the out at first, so the runners advance. So runners on second and third, 2 outs. Benito Santiago is next. No count to him, and that's a pass ball or a wild pitch. It is now 8-5 for the Mets. Runner on third now, full count. That's it to right for a base hit. That's going to be it for Gabe White. So Santiago has a double. Scores a run. It is now 9-5 for the Mets. They brought it a lefty. I'll keep Gabe White. Full count. That's it to center. And it's going to be cut by Rivera. And it is. However, the Mets scored 2 more runs. It is now 9-5. So we have a 4-run deficit to make up for here in bottom of the 9th. And they brought in Alejandro Pena. Ray Sanchez is going to be the first one to face him. 2-2. And he struck out swinging. That's out number one. I'm going to bring in Lance Blankenship to hit for Gabe White. 2-2 to Blankenship. That's it. Oh, it was cut by the pitcher. So that's 2 outs now. So we're down to our last out. Delino the Shields is next. Full count to Delino. It's it to right, and it looks like it's going to be out number 3, and it is. So we dropped game number 1, 9-5, although we did look like we were going to come back, but we crumbled completely in the end, and that's a 9-5 loss. Alright, so let's see. Ivan Calderon, oh, he's day to day, 1 day. He's coming back for the next game. That we have made. Okay, so I received Johnny Knott, awesome, but I lost Tomlin and Davis. Now I don't mind losing Mark Davis, he's been terrible. Tomlin has been pitching okay for me. I would have kept him, but maybe that means that Gallickson is not Gallickson. Gubisa is back. Then there's been a trade. The New York Yankees addressed a concern today, coming to terms with the San Diego Padres on a trade that will send 23-year-old minor league Jeffries Sindrich and 20-year-old Jim Arendt for Gerald Clark. Right, so Gerald Clark goes to the Yankees, and the Padres get 2 young players, a third baseman and a pitcher. Alright. Alright, so I have to make some changes here. So, no, it's Rick Mahler that they gave me. No, why did you take away... I guess I'm gonna put Mahler as my 5th starter. Honestly, I mean, everybody else has pitched, or like they're gonna be tired or hurt or whatever when it's. Alright, let's see. In here. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is that they got rid of Mark Davis and gave me Johnny Knott instead. Alright. Oh, I have a lot of people that are tired. Dang. Alright. What that means is that I have to bring up a lot of bench players to play against Dwight Gooden. So Dwight Gooden is going to be the pitcher for the Mets. He is lights out, one of the best pitchers in my universe. You can just look at his previous seasons, and he's right in line to have a similar type of season so far. We're going to send Tom Gordon, so he's one of our best starters, but it sounds to me like it's going to be a wasted start. We'll see. Who knows? Alright, so let's play ball. Let's make quite a few changes here. Alright. Tony Pena comes in for Charles Johnson. Brett Barbery is going to come in for the Shields. Yeah, I guess I have to well, let's see. So let's put Barbery to 3rd, Ray Sanchez to 2nd, and Woody Green to short. Then I have the first base spot to fit, and I'm gonna use Tadani. I've used him there once, so he's gonna be used there again. Alright, now what do I want to do with this lineup? Grissom, Barbary, Calderon. Okay, I can deal with that. Now let's put Green, Rivera. No, Rivera here. And a Sanchez Pena. Definitely not going with full power here against Dwight Gooden, but it is what it is. Now let's see what the Mets are bringing. They suffered a few injuries, so let's see. Quilvio Veras, Greg Jeffries, Jeremy Burnett, Bobby and Higginson, Dave Martinez, Benito Santiago, Tim Wallach, and Butch Husky. All right. Yeah, Palmero is not going to be playing. He has a day-to-day injury, and Howard Johnson, pending, so we don't know yet. Rafael Palmero, he has two different injuries going on at the same time. All right, so well, this is whom we are facing. So we're gonna do our best. Maybe we're gonna be able to beat Dwight Gooden. Alright, Tom Gordon is going to be on the mound. He's going to be facing Quilvio Veras. Go Expos and play ball. Full count to Veras. And he walks to start the game. Greg Jeffries is next, 1-1. And that's a wild pitch. Oh boy. Right, 2-2. Oh, Jeffries struck out for out number 1. Jeremy Burnett is next, 0-2. And that's it solidly into the right field corner. That's going to be extra bases. On the play, Quilvio Veras scores. It is 1-0 for the Mets. And Burnett stops at second base with a double. Bobby Higginson is next, 2-2. Struck out swinging for out number 2. Now Dave Martinez is next, 2-2. That's it to center, and Rivera is there to catch it. It is out number 3. The Mets do score 1 run. That's better than the previous game where they scored 3 to start the game. We are going into the bottom of inning number 1. Marquise Grissom is the first batter to face Dwight Gooden, 0-1. That's it to center, and that's cut pretty easily by Burnett. That's out number 1. Brett Barbary is next, 2-2. Grounds it to short. Oh, is that a base hit or? Yeah, infield single. All right. Ivan Calderon is next, 0-1. That's it to left, and that's cut by Higginson for out number 2. Runner on first, 2 outs. Woody Green, the batter, 2-2 to him, and he struck out looking. And that's it for the Expos in inning number 1. Going into the top of inning number 2, it is 1-0 for the Mets. Benito Santiago is going to face Tom Gordon, 2-2. Grounds it to second. Ray Sanchez with it, and that's out number 1. Tim Wallach is next, no count to him. That's it to right, and it is, oh, that's cut by Grissom. What a catch. Oh no, he's hurt. Oh, he can't stay in the game. Whew. Butch Husky is next, 1-2. That's it to second base. Sanchez with the throw, and it is out number 3. Alright, so Grissom with a spectacular catch in right field. Hurt himself a little, but he gets to stay in the game. And the Mets are held scoreless in inning number 2. It is still 1-0 New York. Ruben Rivera is the first one to face Dwight Gooden in inning number 2. 1-2. And he struck out swinging. Todd Haney is next. 2-0. Grounds it to second. And he's thrown out for out number 2. Ray Sanchez is the next batter, 2-1. That's it to left for a base hit. Alright, so after 2 outs, the Expos get a base runner, and now Tony Pena is going to be the batter, 2-1. That's it weakly to center, and it is caught by Jeremy Burnett. That's out number 3. Still 1-0 for the Mets over the Expos here at Olympic Stadium. Dwight Gooden is the next batter, 2-1. That's it weakly to right. Grissom after it. Catches it for out number 1. Quilvio Veras is next, 2-2. That's it to left. Calderon after it. Catches it for out number 2. Greg Jefferies, 1-1. Grounds it to third. And he is thrown out for out number 3. Right, Tom Gordon is the first one to face Dwight Gooden, 0-1. Rounds it to second, and he's thrown out for out number 1. Marquise Grissom follows, full count to him. That's it to center, not very well hit. Burnett is right there, and he catches it for out number 2. Brett Barbery is the next batter, 2-2. That's it really weakly. The Butchowski is there, and he catches it for out number 3. Another pretty quiet inning for the Expos, and we are going into the top of the 4th. Jeremy Burnett is going to be the first one to face Tom Gordon, 2-2. And he struck out looking. Bobby Higginson is next, 2-2. And he struck out swinging. That's out number 2. Dave Martinez is next, no count to him. It's it to right for a base hit. So after 2 outs, the Mets get a runner on base, and that brings up Benito Santiago. 1-2 to him, and he struck out looking. That's out number 3. Ivan Calderon is our first batter of the 4th inning. No count to him. Grounds it weakly to the shortstop, and it is out number 1. Woody Green is next. Full count. That's it to right for a base hit. Right, so the Expos get a runner on base after 1 out. Ruben Rivera is next. No count to him. That's it to right. It falls right in front of Dave Martinez. So we have runners on first and second with 1 out, and now we need a base hit from Todd Haney. 1-1. Grounds it really weakly to the pitcher, and they get the runner at second base. So there's 2 outs, runners on extremities. Ray Sanchez is next. I need a base hit, buddy. 1-2. And he struck out. That's not a base hit. That's a strikeout. Not the same thing. Top of the 5th, Tom Gordon. So Tom Gordon is pitching really well, so that really sucks that I'm facing Dwight Gooden. Tim Wallach is next, 2-2. Grounds it to third. The throw is sure by Barbery. That's out number 1. Butchowski is next. No count to him. That's it to the second baseman, Ray Sanchez. And he catches it for out number 2. Dwight Gooden is next, 0-2. And he struck out looking. Alright, the Mets are down 1-2-3 here in inning number 5. And Tony Pena. No count to him. That's it to center. And that's cut by Burnett. That's out number 1. Tom Gordon is next. Full count to him. Swung at a pitch that was a little high, so that's out number 2. And now Marquise Grissom is next, 1-2. It's it to right. And that's cut by Martinez. The Expos are done here in inning number 5. It is still 1-0 for the Mets. Alright, Quilvio Veras is next, 1-0. Grounds it to short. And Green with the throw. It is out number 1. Jeffries, 1-1 to him. Oh, that's well it. That's out of here. That's a solo blast for Greg Jeffries. It is now 2-0 for the Mets. With one out, we have Jeremy Burnitz at bat. 1-2. Struck out swinging for out number 2. And now Bobby Ginson is next. 0-2. Oh, he swung at a bad pitch. That's out number 3. Alright, so the Mets double their lead thanks to a solo blast by Greg Jeffries. It is now 2-0 New York. Brett Barbary, bottom of the 6th, 1-2. Oh, that's it pretty well. That's a home run for Barbary. Wow. Barbary cuts the lead in half here with a solo blast against Dwight Gooden. It is now 2-1 for the Mets. Ivan Calderon is next, 1-2. That's it to short. And he is thrown out for out number 1. Woody Green is next, 2-2. That's it to short. And he's out for out number 2. Ruben Rivera now, 1-0. Oh, that's a pop fly to the catcher. And Santiago is there, catches it for out number 3. The Expos riposte with a solo blast by Brett Barbary. It is now 2-1 for the Mets. Dave Martinez is next, 1-0. And that's it to the second baseman Ray Sanchez for out number 1. Benito Santiago is next, no count to him. It's it to right. Grissom is there. That's out number 2. Tim Wallach, 1-1 to him. Oh, that's it to center for a base hit. So Tim Wallach with a nice piece of hitting there. Alright, so Butch Husky is next. Full count. Struck out swinging. That's the end of the inning here for the Mets. We're going into the bottom of the 7th. It is still 2-1 for the Mets here at Olympic Stadium. Right, Todd Haney, first one to face Dwight Gooden in inning number 7, 2-2 to him. That's it to center. And that's got by Burnitz for out number 1. Ray Sanchez, 1-2 to him. Grounds it to third, and he is thrown out for out number 2. Tony Pena is the next batter, 1-2. That's it to center. That's cut by Burnitz, and that's out number 3. Still 2-1 for the Mets, going into the top of the 8th. I think I'm going to keep Tom Gordon on the mound. He's been really good. Dwight Gooden, 1-1 to him. That's it to third base. Barbary with the throw. That's out number 1. Quilvio Veras is next. Full count to him. And he walks. Greg Jeffries is next. 1-1. Oh, Veras is running. Oh, and he's cut. Stealing. That's 2 outs now. Full count to Jeffries. Grounds it to short. That's a good throw by Green, and that's out number 3. I'm going to bring a pinch hitter to face Dwight Gooden. Pretty much everybody's tired, huh? I guess I'll bring the Shields just as a pinch hitter that shouldn't be affecting his fatigue too much. Full count to the Shields. And he walks. All right. We got ourselves some speed on the bases to start the bottom of the 8th. Marquise Grissom is next. Runner on first. Nobody out. 2-0. Grissom. Oh. Is that considered a... That's an infield hit. Yeah, so we have runners on first and second, and they both have wheels. Nobody out. And now Brett Barbary is going to be the batter. 1-2. That's it to center. That's not it deep enough for anything. So nobody advances. That's a wasted out. Out number 1. Calderon is next. Come on, Ivan. I need for you to give me a hit here. 1-2. That's it to right, but it's not going to be a it. It should be cut. And it is. Nobody advances. There's now 2 outs with runners on first and second. Woody Green is the next batter. No count to him. Oh, Michael Jackson is now the pitcher for the Mets. That's it weakly to center. Burnett's after it. He should catch it. And he does. That is now out number 3. Alright. Who do I bring here? I'm going to bring in Kerrigan. Alright, Kerrigan is going to face Jeremy Burnett's first. 1-0. That's a base hit to center to start inning number 9 for the Mets. Bobby Higginson is next. No count. Grounds it to second base. And we get the lead runner at second base. So that's a fielder's choice. Higginson is safe at first. There's 1 out. Runner on first for Dave Martinez. No count. That's it to first. Oh, we get the lead runner at second base, but Dave Martinez beats the throw at first. So 2 outs now for Benito Santiago. Full count. Grounds it to second base. And he's thrown out at first. Alright, so we just need to tie the game. So we're going into the bottom of the 9th. Michael Jackson is still the pitcher. Ruben Rivera is the batter. Full count to Rivera. And he walks. Alright. Batting next is Todd Haney. 1-0. Oh, Haney tries to bunt, but he misses. 1-1. Tries to bunt again, misses again. 1-2. Grounds it to second base, and that's a double play. Alright, so we're down to our last out yet again. Ray Sanchez is going to be our last hope here. 2-1 to him. That's it to short. Oh, juggles with the ball a little bit. That's an infield hit. Okay. Alright, I think it's worth bringing in. Let's bring Charles Johnson to it for Tony Pena. Right, runner on first, 2 outs. Charles Johnson is now the batter. 1-2. That's it. That's a pop fly to first. And that's the end of the game. We played decently, but we wasted a great start by Tom Gordon in that one, and we dropped the game 2-1. So we were in it the entire time. We just couldn't tie the game. Alright. Alright, so Van Ryn and Rosado are feeling better. And now for game number 3 against the Mets here in that 3-game series. Scott Carl is going to be facing Carlos Perez, so it's going to be a lefty duel. So Scott Carl has been pretty decent so far this season. Alright. Guess I'm gonna play Todd Haney at shortstop to replace I'm gonna bring in Johnny Nutt, and I'm gonna be playing him at center field. So I'm gonna replace Grissom. I'm gonna put Johnny Nutt at center and play Rivera in right. So I'm changing my order here. There you go. Alright, so facing Scott Carr. Now, Carlos Perez has been pitching a little bit better lately. So hopefully he can do something good for me here. Well, let's see who we are facing in game number 3. The Mets are going to bring Quilvio Veras, Greg Jeffries, Rafael Palmeiro, Jeremy Burnett, Howard Johnson, Edgardo Alfonso, Chili Davis, and Benito Santiago. So I guess Howard Johnson wasn't hurt all that badly after all. All right, maybe we can win this one. That would be nice. So play ball and go Expos! Yay! Quilvio Veras, first one to face Carlos Perez, 1-1. And the bunt attempt fails. 2-2 now. Oh, that's going to be an infield single. Alright, so Quilvio Veras gets an infield single to get the game started. And that brings in Greg Jeffries with a runner on first, 1-1. That's it to center. Johnny Knott after it. That's so nice to get Johnny Boy back on the team. Rafael Palmeiro is next, 2-2. That's it to second base. And that's a double play. All right, Carlos Perez allows an infield single to start the game, but gets out of this pretty nicely. And for the first time of this 3-game series, we do not allow a run in inning number 1. All right, so Scott Carl is going to be on the mound. Delino De Shields is going to be the first one to face him, 1-0. That's it weakly to left. After it is Chili Davis, and he catches it for out number 1. Brett Barbery is next, no count to him. That's it to center. That falls in for a base hit. And they called it in the play-by-play, they called it an anemic fly ball. But you know what? I will take it because it's a base hit anyway. Ivan Calderon is next, runner on first, 1-0 to him. That's it right in the third baseman's on for out number 2. So now there's 2 outs for Charles Johnson, 0-1. Oh, that's a wild pitch. Barbery gets to second, 2-2. That's it weakly to third. And they get Johnson at first. That's the third out of the inning. Alright, Jeremy Burnett is the next batter, no count to him. That's it, weakly to left, Calderon after it, and he catches it for out number 1. Howard Johnson is next, 1-1. That's it, weakly to center. Actually, it's Todd Haney that catches it for out number 2. Edgardo Alfonso is next, 1-1. Grounds it to the pitcher. Perez with the throw to first. The Mets are down in order. We're going into the bottom of the second. Ruben Rivera facing Scott Carl, 2-0. Oh, Ruben Rivera got drilled. And he gets to first base thanks to that. That brings up Johnny Boy, Johnny Knott, back in the lineup here after a short stint at AAA. 1-2. And that's it to right, and it falls in for a base hit. Johnny Knott continues where he left off. Oh, and Rivera is safe at third. So we have runners on first and third, nobody out. Bill Doran is next, full count to him. Grounds it to second. So that's a double play. We do score a run. That's not a run batted in for Doran. So it's 1-0 for the Expos, but now we have 2 outs. And nobody on, obviously. Todd Haney is next, 2-1. Grounds it to second. That's a good throw by Quilvio Veras, and that's the end of the inning. The Expos, however, score a run, and it is now 1-0 for the Expos. For the first time of this 3-game series, we have a lead. Chili Davis is going to be the first one to face Carlos Perez in inning number 3. Full count to him. Struck out swinging. Benito Santiago is next, 0-2. Struck out looking. Scott Carl, 1-1. It weekly should be cut by the third baseman Barbary, and it is for out number 3. Right, Carlos Perez gets things started in the bottom of the third for us. Full count to him, and he walks. All right, so we get a base runner here, and now Delino de Shields is going to be the next batter. 1-1. That's a bunt. Oh, they got the lead runner at second base. All right, so De Shields is at first with 1 out now. Barbary is the batter, no count. De Shields is going, and he's safe. 47 stolen bases for him. 3-1 to Barbary now. That's it to second base, and he's out. So on the plate, De Shields gets to third base, but there's 2 outs now, so we absolutely need a base hit from Ivan Calderon. 3-1 to him, and that's a blast. That's out of here. That's a 2-run home run by Ivan Calderon. So now it is 3-0 for the Expos in the bottom of inning number 3. Charles Johnson is next, 2-1. That's it to left for a base hit. Right, so after 2 outs, the Expos get a solid single from Charles Johnson. Ruben Rivera follows, no count. That's it to right, and that's cut by Howard Johnson. The Expos, however, add 2 more runs thanks to a 2-run blast by Ivan Calderon. It is 3-0 for the Expos over the Mets. Quilvio Veras is the next batter. No count to him. That's it weakly to center. And it is cut by Johnny Knott for out number 1. Greg Jeffries follows. No count to him. That's it to short. And he's thrown out for out number 2. Rafael Palmeiro is next, 2-2. Oh, that's it to right. But Rivera is there to catch the ball, and it is out number 3. Right, bottom of the 4th, Johnny Boy is now the batter. 1-1. That's it to right, and it falls in for a base hit. So Johnny Be Good, Johnny Boy, Johnny Knott is now 2 for 2 in this game. That brings up his average to 300. Wow, with 4 home runs, and well, he has only 8 RBIs. He didn't play all that much, so pretty decent. Right, Billy Doran is next, 1-0. And that's a base hit to right. So now we have 2 runners on. Oh, Duito. Yeah, Johnny Knott is safe at third. So we have runners on first and third. Nobody out. Todd Haney is the batter, 1-0. Grounds it to short. All right, so they get the lead runner. Not their lead runner. They get the runner at second base for 1 out. The Nut comes in to score, make it 4-0, and Haney is safe at first. So there's 1 out. Runner on first, and Carlos Perez is now the batter. No count to him. Tries to bunt, but he misses. Oh, Carlos Perez struck out, bunting foul. So there's 2 outs, and now Delino de Shields is next, 1-2. Struck out swinging. The Expos, however, do add 1 run. It is now 4-0 after 4. Jeremy Burnitz is next. Full count to him. It's it to left field. Ivan Calderon is there, and he catches it for out number 1. Oh no, it fell in. Okay, sorry. The angle changed, and I couldn't see. I thought that he would get it. He didn't. All right, so runner on first, nobody out. Howard Johnson is the batter, 0-1. That's it to third, and it goes through for a base hit. On the play, oh. Wow. So on the play, Burnett scores. So it's a one-run double, sorry, for Howard Johnson. It is now 4-1 for the Expos. Runner on second base, nobody out for Edgardo Alfonso. 1-1. Oh, tries to bunt, he misses. Full count. And he walks. Alright, runners on first and second with nobody out. I kind of need a double play ball here. Chili Davis is going to be the next batter, 1-1. That's it to left. Calderon should have that. He does. That's out number 1. And I'm copying and pasting what I just said. I could use a double play ball here with Benito Santiago, the batter, 1-0. That's it to center. That's going to be extra bases. Alright, so 1 run scores on the double by Santiago. It is now 4-2 for the Expos. Scott Carl comes into bat, only 1 out. 0-2. And he struck out swinging at a terrible, terrible pitch. 2 outs now, so come on, we need to get Quilvio Veras here. Full count. Come on, Carlos. That's it weakly to center. Johnny Nutt after it. And he catches it for out number 3. Oh yeah, Johnny Boy ends the inning. The Mets do get 2 runs. It is now 4-2 for the Expos. Bottom of the 5th. Scott Carl is still on the mound for the Mets. Brett Barbery is the batter for us. 2-2. That's it to left. And that is cut by Chili Davis for out number 1. Ivan Calderon is next. 2-2. Grounds it to third base. And they throw him out at the first for out number 2. Charles Johnson is next, 1-1. And that falls in for a base hit. So Charles Johnson here after 2 outs gets a single. And that brings up Ruben Rivera, 2-1 to him. Grounds it to third. That wasn't a very good pitch to swing at. And he is out. Alright, Greg Jeffries is next, 1-1. That's a base hit to center. So the top of the 6th starts with the Mets getting a single. Rafael Palmeiro is next, 2-1 to him. That's it to right. Rivera catches it for out number 1. Jeremy Burnitz is next, 0-1. That's it to left. Calderon after it. And he catches it for out number 2. Howard Johnson now. Full count to him. That's it to left. And it's going to be a 2-run blast. The game is tied at 4. Edgardo Alfonso is next. 0-2 to him. Grounds it to second base. And he is thrown out at first for out number 3. But the Mets do tie the game on a 2-run home run by Howard Johnson. It is now 4-4 going into the bottom of the 6th. Johnny Boy gets to go first here in inning number 6, 0-1. That's it to center for extra bases. Johnny Nutt is 3 for 3 in this game, with a stand-up double to get things started in the 6th for us. Bill Doran is next, no count to him. That's it to center, but pretty weakly. That's cut for out number 1. Todd Haney is next, full count to him. That's it to left. And it is cut for out number 2. Carlos Perez is next, 1-0. And that's it to left for out number 3. So we do get a double to start the inning, and absolutely nothing comes out of this. It is still tied at 4. Alright, Chili Davis is the next batter, 1-2. Struck out swinging. Benito Santiago, 0-1 to him. That's it to center for a base hit. Mets get on board with 1 out in the top of the 7th. Scott Carl is still staying in the game. He's gonna attempt to bunt here, and he misses for out number strike 1. Sorry. Oh, now the bunt works, so that's a sacrifice hit. Santiago makes it to second base on the plate. There's 2 outs, and Quilvio Veras is now the batter, 2-2. And he struck out swinging. Alright, bottom of the 7th. Delino de Shields is facing Scott Carl. Full count. And the Shields holds up for a walk here, so we have some speed on the bases. Nobody out. No count to Barbary. De Shields goes. And he's out. Brett Barbary, 2-0 to him. That's it to center, and that's above Jeremy Burnett's head. Double for Brett Barbary. And now Ivan Calderon is next. Full count to him. That's it to short. Calderon is out. Barbary cannot move, so now there's 2 outs with a runner on second base. Charles Johnson is the batter. The Mets are bringing in a reliever. Todd Froworth is going to be pitching. No count to Charles Johnson. And that's that's out of here, I think. It is 2-run blast for Charles Johnson. We take the lead back. It is now 6-4 for the Expos. Solid piece of hitting here by Charles Johnson. Ruben Rivera is now the batter. Full count. And he walks. Johnny Knott is next. 1-2. And that's it to left for a base hit. That's a 4-for-4 game for Johnny Boy. Oh yeah. And now Bill Doran is next. 3-0 to him. And he walks. Alright. Things are getting a little interesting here. So now we have bases loaded with 2 outs. Todd Haney is the batter. 2-2. Oh, that's it really weakly, and that's going to be cut by Alfonso to end the inning. It is 6-4 for the Expos. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and bring in Jim there. We're going to try to go for the old here. Hopefully that works. Greg Jeffries is the first one to face him. 1-2. That's it to center for a base hit. That was a terrible pitch too, but Greg Jeffries doesn't care. He just gets a hit. Alright, runner on first. Nobody out. Rafael Palmeiro is the batter now. 2-1. Oh, we tried to get Jeffries out at first, but it didn't work. Full count now. Palmeiro strikes out. On the play, Jeffries do steal the base, though. Jeremy Burnett is next. Runner on second base, 1 out. 0-2. That's it. That's well it for extra bases. Alright, so that's a double for Jeremy Burnett. It is now 6-5 for the Expos. And Howard Johnson is the next batter. No count to him. Grounds it to the pitcher. And he is thrown out at first for out number 2. On the plate, Burnett makes it to third base. There's 2 outs. Edgardo Alfonso is the batter. 2-1 to him. That's it to right. Rivera should have it. And he does for out number 3. The Mets get even closer with 1 run here in inning number 8. It is 6-5 for the Expos. Oh, I'm going to bring in a pinch hitter, we're going to go with Woody Green here. He's going to hit for there. 1-1. And that's it, foul, and that's cut by Jeffries for out number 1. The Shields is next, 3-0. And he walks on 4 straight pitches. Brett Barbary is next, no count to him. The Shields is going. And he is safe this time. That's 48 stolen bases this season. 1-2 to Barbary now. Struck out swinging for out number 2. The Mets are bringing in a relief pitcher. It is Randy Myers facing Ivan Calderon with 2 outs. Runner on second base, 1-0. And that's it very well to right field. Should score a run. That's a double for Ivan Calderon. It is 7-5 for the Expos. Charles Johnson is next, 2-2. And he struck out swinging. The Expos, however, add a run to their lead. It is now 7-5 going into the top of the 9th, and we are going to see Scott Ruskin coming in a save situation, even though he's a little tired. Right, so Chili Davis is the first one to face him in the top of the 9th, 2-2. Grounds it to short, and that's out number 1. Benito Santiago is next, 0-2. That's it weekly. Todd A&A after it in the diamond, and it is cut for out number 2. And now Bobby Higginson comes in as a pinch hitter. He's the Mets' last out, 2-1. That's it weekly. A&A after it catches it for out number 3. The Expos managed to win 1 against the Mets in that 3-game series with a 7-5 victory here. And yeah, that pretty good game. We let them kind of come back and tie the game, but then we showed some character and came back and won this game 7-5. And then Tim Nearing got 3 home runs in a game against the Padres. Oh, lots of things going on here. Apparently, we made a. Looks like we made a trade. That's interesting. All right, so let's get to it. So we received Jeff Robinson. So, okay. He's going to come in as a reliever, of course. So that's fine. All right. So, all right. So the player of the week in the American League was Mel Hall, playing for the Milwaukee Brewers. In the NHL, in the National League, sorry, wrong sport altogether. In the National League, the award goes to Ryan Klesko of the Braves. Omar Olivares, playing for Boston, is out for the rest of the season. He has a torn flexor tendon, and he's out for 9 to 10 months. All right. The power rankings were about the same of where we were. Then we made a trade with the Tigers, so let's see what it is. Almost scary, right? Okay, it's all done except the paperwork. The Detroit Tigers and the Montreal Expos have agreed to a trade that will send Steve Dietz. Okay. And Michael McLean, okay, to Montreal for Francisco Cabrera. We just Didn't we just sign this guy? No, we didn't. Alright, so we got a 24-year-old second baseman and a 24-year-old pitcher for Francisco Cabrera. How did we obtain Cabrera? I thought we drafted him. I must be confused. No, we had claimed him off waivers at the start of the season from the Braves. That's how we got him. Okay, and now we traded him for Steve Dietz, and so I don't think any of those guys. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, Steve Dietz never made it out of A-ball. That's the IS he played. And Michael McLean. Yeah, the IS that Michael McLean played at is double E. Now, of course, in my universe, we don't know what's going to happen. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with all of that. What I do know is that I have to change my my pitchers here. Oh, Rick Mahler is gone again, so now I have to... Gabe White, yeah, you're not going to be ready to pitch. It's going to have to be Ben Van Ryn. Ben Van Ryn becomes my 5th starter out of necessity, basically. I finally have an actual middle reliever. So that's kind of nice. Jeff Robinson. Actually, probably should. Yeah, I don't know. Let's keep that like that for now. Tiny Blank and Chip Pena. Okay, so nothing changed here for the batters. So we're gonna go ahead and save the game. So we had a minor trade. I would say Francisco Cabrera. We traded for 2 more players, so that's 2 more shots at getting somebody that actually can play in the Major League Baseball, but we'll see about that. So that's it for today, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and stop here, and I am going to shamelessly go and take a nap. So as usual, I do want to thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And until I roll this game again, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.